Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the unboxing and my initial impressions of the Oppo K1. So guys, here's the box and this is the latest offering from Oppo under 20,000 rupees with drastically new things, a better Snapdragon 660 processor. For the first time it even has an in-display fingerprint scanner and this new cool looking 3D look. So when compared to all the previous Oppo phones launched under 20,000 rupees, whether it's Oppo F7 or even the Oppo F9 or even the Oppo F9 Pro which was priced more than 20,000 rupees, this phone offers a lot of new things. So let's quickly unbox it and see how good this phone actually is. Now just for some initial impressions, this is how the box looks. Regular Oppo box, a white box with Oppo branding at the top. It simply says K1, pretty simple font, and below that we have a quick preview of how the phone looks like, with the in-display fingerprint scanner and the water drop notch. On the side, once again, it just has the Oppo branding, and at the top we have a sticker from Flipkart, and at the bottom we have the pricing information and so on. On the back we have once again the IMEI numbers, SAR values and the storage variant. So guys, this phone is available only in one variant with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and it's priced at 17,000 rupees and sold exclusively on Flipkart. It is available in two colors, Astral Blue and Piano Black, and we have the blue color. That's one tough box. So guys, now that the box is open, at the top we have a cardboard box which has a SIM card ejector, soft silicone case and some documentation. We have the regular important guide information and quick guide information. Next we have the phone itself. Let me just put that aside for now. It looks pretty cool. Now following that we have the regular 10 watts power adapter. So this phone doesn't support fast charging and comes with the regular 10 watts power adapter. Following that we have the old style earphones. Looks a lot like earbuds or earbuds. Next we have a regular micro USB charging cable. No Type-C, it's a regular micro USB cable. So these are all the contents of the box, and this time you do get free earphones inside the box, and I'll let you know how they sound in the complete review. So guys, this is the phone and it comes in this plastic wrapping. So let me just remove that. Next we have another sticker with IMEI number information, which we can remove it as well. So guys, this is how the phone looks on the back with its 3D gradient color. It's a two-tone finish with 2/3 blue color and 1/3 purple color. And at the center, it is a nice gradient color. Now this is how the phone looks on the front. Pretty much a blank slate. Now this is the free case that we get inside the box. So let me just put it on and see how well it fixes up. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we put on the free case that we get inside the box. It has a raised lip for the camera module and even for the display. So it doesn't matter how you place your phone, it will protect the camera module and even the display. By the way, display also comes with a free screen guard pre-applied, which also works with the in-display fingerprint scanner. If you put on a tempered glass, fingerprint scanner might not work, and if you use a regular screen guard, once again fingerprint scanner might not work. So this is the free case and it definitely gives you some additional grip, but if you want something of more drop protection, better get a good case. Now let's have a quick physical overview and then check out the specs. On the back, this phone has a plastic back panel with a fiberglass with this 3D gradient background and a 3D curve to it. At the top, it is a dual camera setup with a 16 megapixel primary camera with f1.75 aperture. That's followed by a 2 megapixel secondary camera with f2.4 aperture for depth sensing and to take portrait shots. That's followed by a single LED flash, and below that we have just the Oppo branding. On the front, this phone has a massive 6.4-inch AMOLED display with Full HD Plus resolution with the new water drop notch and 91% screen to body ratio. It even has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 for protection, which simply says a lot about how good the display is. On the whole, display on this phone is really awesome and probably the only phone under 20,000 where you get an AMOLED display, that too on an Oppo phone. Anyway, at the top inside the notch, we have the 25 megapixel front facing camera with f2.0 aperture, and above that we have the earpiece. At the bottom it is completely plain and even the chin is quite small. Now coming to the sides, on the right side it has just the power button. On the left side it has the SIM card tray which houses 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. That's followed by the volume buttons. At the top it has just a secondary microphone for noise cancellation, and at the bottom it has the mono speaker followed by the micro USB charging port, primary microphone and a 3.5mm audio jack. Now coming to the rest of the specifications, under the hood this phone sports a Snapdragon 660 processor with Adreno 512 GPU, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, It will be running ColorOS 5.2 based on Android 8.1 Oreo, and it is powered by a 3600 mAh battery. Now with all this phone has a thickness of 7.4 mm and weighs just 156 grams. It comes with all the basic sensors, including an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is the first of its kind, under 20,000 rupees. Now for some initial out-of-the-box impressions, phone does look quite premium, and purely based on specifications, it is an awesome phone because this phone comes with an AMOLED display, that too with Full HD Plus resolution, in-display fingerprint scanner, Snapdragon 660, and the whole design and build also looks pretty cool. And it's also super sleek and weighs pretty light in hand. It just weighs around 150 grams, and in hand it doesn't feel all that heavy. So as far as initial impressions go, I'm really blown away with this phone specifications and how good this phone feels in the hand. But I have just one complaint, that's with these buttons. Now these buttons are made of plastic, they have a nice clicky feel to them. They are not sufficiently elevated, and even with this case on, these buttons are slightly hard to press. So except for this minor con or disappointment with these buttons, I'm really impressed with the overall design and build of this phone. Now with that said, let me just turn on the phone and see how good it actually is. Now as this phone comes with an AMOLED display looks slightly pinkish and slightly to the reddish side, but when you look at it in person, it's the regular same old white color. So now let me just configure the phone. Haptic feedback is kinda bad. Facial data added. Now let's add fingerprint. So guys, this is the in-display fingerprint scanner, and here we go. Registration process is kinda slow. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. This is your default launcher, default home screen, and whatever you wanna call it. And on the left side you have something called Smart Assistant, which can be disabled from settings. This is just like Google's feed, but you get regular widgets over here. And this is your home launcher. There is no app drawer, so all the apps are thrown onto the home screen. And right out of the box it does come with some bloatware, and it even gives you the option to download all these apps which you might never use. Next we have some apps like Amazon, Facebook, UC browser, and so on pre-installed. Basically all these companies, whether it's Amazon, Facebook, and all these companies, pay Oppo some amount to have their apps pre-installed on this phone. So let me just see if we can uninstall them. And we can. So just in case if you don't use any of these applications, simply uninstall them. Now guys, it's time to check out the storage information, so let's check it out. So out of that 64 GB of space, we get about 47 GB of free space for your user apps and user data, and out of that 4 GB of RAM, we get about 1.88 GB of free RAM right out of the box. That's pretty good. And if you need extra storage, you can always add in an SD card and expand the storage. Now let's check out the about page. Now this is the about page, and this phone is running ColorOS 5.2 version based on Android 8.1.0. That's still Oreo, and it has the January security patch, which is pretty great. Now Oppo is known for providing regular software and security updates, but it is a custom skin and you might not receive Android Pie. Even if you get the Android Pie update, nothing much will change. Anyway, now let's check out the camera interface. So this is the interface for the rear camera. First we have the toggle for torch, and that's followed by auto HDR toggle. Next we have a toggle for the timer, and at the last we can change the aspect ratio. Now at the bottom we have all these modes, and if you want to change any of these modes, you can simply swipe left or right. Now coming to the video mode, we can record video at a maximum of 4K resolution, so there is 4K, that's pretty great. We also have time lapse, and there is no slow motion, at least I couldn't find it as of now. Now on the right side we have the portrait mode, and you also get the studio lighting effects just like the latest iPhone. And besides that we have the regular stickers, and those are the stickers, and besides that we have the regular panorama and the regular pro mode. Now this is the interface for the front facing camera. Over here we have the toggles for beauty mode. You also have AI beauty mode for the front facing camera and probably for the rear camera as well. Next we have a toggle for filters, and at the top we have toggle for torch, auto HDR, and if you want to take portrait selfies, this is the toggle that you need to enable. And besides that we have the regular timer and the aspect ratio. Now for front camera video recording, we can only record video at a maximum of 1080p. There is no 4K for front camera. Next we have the regular stickers for the front camera, and once again this is a quick preview. So these are all the stickers, and you can download some more. So guys, that's the camera interface. Now these are some pictures taken using the front and rear cameras. So guys, now let's test the speaker loudness.
Hi guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be talking about all the best features of Poco F1. Now in this video I'll be just talking about the best features. I already made a dedicated video talking about all the tips and tricks.
So guys, speaker on this phone, Oppo K1, is really awesome. Probably the loudest speaker I've heard in this price segment. It was surprisingly really loud. Now while watching videos on YouTube, you can do the spin gesture to go full screen. And as you can see right out of the box, it is able to use the entire display. So even the area near the notch is being used. And while you're playing games or watching videos in this full screen mode or the landscape mode, you can swipe near the notch in this way to get additional options. Now this section over here is for quick actions, and these are some quick applications. So whenever you click any of them, those applications will open in a floating window. Next, you also have the toggles to take a screenshot and record the screen. So that's pretty convenient. We can also open the camera application right from here. So that feature is called Smart Bar, and if you want to use it when you're using your phone in the portrait mode, you have a small indication over here. You can swipe from here to access the Smart Bar. This is one of the most unique features that you can find only on Oppo phones and recently on Realme phones. Now going on next, we have tons of navigation gestures on this phone. Usually most phones offer you just one or two, but we get many on this phone. So to enable it, go to Smart and Convenient, then select Navigation Keys, and then select Swipe Up Gestures. So these are all the different gestures we have, and the first one is probably the best one. You can swipe from the center to go home, swipe and hold for recent tabs, and then swipe from the right side or left side to go back. And this is pretty convenient. Now let's test Face Unlock. I already set it up, so here we go. And Face Unlock is super fast, just like all the previous Oppo phones. I can't even see the lock screen. Now I'm just going to turn off all the big lights and see if it works. So guys, even in low lighting conditions, Face Unlock is insanely fast. Like most of the time I can't even see the lock screen. So it is simply that good. So guys, now let's test the in-display fingerprint scanner. So once again, I've already set it up, and even the fingerprint scanner is working pretty well. And it's quite fast. So whenever we turn off the screen, we can see an indication of the fingerprint scanner. And as this is an AMOLED display, it will not drain your battery. And you can simply place your finger on the fingerprint scanner to quickly unlock the phone. Now we are on the lock screen. Let's see how long it takes. So guys, fingerprint scanner is super fast. It is probably taking like a second to unlock the phone, but it is still pretty good and definitely usable. So guys, before I conclude, these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. So guys, this is the new Oppo K1. Probably one of the best phones that you can get under 20,000 rupees for media consumption. So this phone might not have the best cameras or not the best performance when you compare it with the Poco F1, which by the way is being sold at 20,000 rupees. But if you're someone who likes Oppo phones and if you're looking for an awesome media consumption phone under 20,000 rupees, this phone is really awesome. You get an AMOLED display with the new water drop notch with an in-display fingerprint scanner, Snapdragon 660 processor, bigger battery, pretty good cameras. Most importantly, it is still super sleek and feels pretty lightweight in the hand. I know you might be looking forward for the Redmi Note 7, But if you want the in-display fingerprint scanner with an AMOLED display, then right now you can definitely go for this phone. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do you think this is the best phone that you can get under 20,000 rupees, or you have any other considerations, or will you wait for phones like Redmi Note 7 or probably other phones from Moto and Honor? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, please use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I am Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.